Welcome back to the channel. This is Junior with a classic VW Bucks and now Frankenstein restoration. Today it's date number 12 into Frankie's restoration process. Today my goal is to remove this fender, remove this running board down here, and see if somehow I am able to remove this fender as well as the rear bumper. All right, so let's get wrenching. Okay, so now that I have the running board out of the way, I can have a better look at this area here and do a better assessment as to what I need to do to fix that. Now I'm going to try to remove this fender. Okay, so let me share with you what's the problem I have now. This bolt here, the nut in the back that holds it against the wheel inside, the wheels are so rusted that the back nut broke off the tacks and it's spinning, and the same with this one right here. I kind of was expecting that issue with that one because of this hole here that I have to repair, so I know that I kind of knew that that was going to be a problem. Now what I was not expecting was that some of the bolts actually broke. I can always drill them out and retap. So like all of these right here, like that one right there, that broke, that one too, and I think that I was only able to get only 1, 2, 3 bolts out. 3, 1, 2, 3, they split, and there's 2 that I will have to cut with the grinder. So it looks like this bolt right here came out. So I'm gonna have to do some body work, patch up right there. But that one down there, I'm gonna use my angle grinder to cut it off. To get it out as I expected, I'm gonna have to do some body work, repair right here and here. And I'm gonna start trying to remove some of this stuff from here so then I can see what's the condition under that. Let me give you a closer look here. So I'm gonna have to work on this here, repair that, make a patch for that. I'm gonna have to make a patch for this here and here. Well, a brand new nut there, and then here I'm gonna have to drill these out, drill that out, and then retap those treads to make sure that the bolts will actually go through there fine. I did soak these with PV Blaster, but unfortunately this one here, they didn't want to come out. So these came out. I was able to actually put more PVC Blaster in these because they are exposed through the trunk compartment. But for some reason, even though this one is exposed, it didn't want to come out, nor that one, or that one right there. So now that I have a better access to this here, I will be able to fix this right here. Okay, so it's 7:05. I pretty much wrapped up everything that I was doing, but I wanted to share with you. I started to scrape off some of that undercoating and found another surprise right there. It seems like somebody had already done another really poor repair on this right here, and there was a massive ball of fiberglass stuck on that right there. So I'm gonna have to fabricate some kind of a metal structure support to reinforce this area right here and shape it in a manner that it actually meets here and then here down up to here. At the same time, I'm gonna have to fabricate a sheet metal piece to go from here maybe up this way and then finish right here to repair this here. So I'm gonna have to cut this here at a straight edge right there, fabricate a piece to go down this way. So I'm gonna have to use a thicker gauge metal, sheet metal, to do that. Down here also, I'm gonna have to fabricate a piece to come and curve, shape this here round and ends here, and then go all the way down to here and repair that. This one I already knew about. This down here is part of the heater channel, and I knew I was gonna have to work on that. I think that this part here shouldn't be that difficult to fix. This is pretty solid here, so I'm fabricating a piece for here and here and down here, and then here I'm going to do the same thing. So as long as the metal that it's existing to the car is good, I'm not going to cut it off. So I'll just patch that up right there and patch this down here as well. So it's gonna probably take me a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it's got to be done, it's got to be fixed. So we'll work on that, and I guess I'll see you on the next day. So it's day number 12, and I have been using the painter scraper to scrape off some of the underneath undercoating here, but it's time consuming. It works very well because you're not grinding the surface of the metal that it's in good shape like this. So I'm going to tackle it with a different approach. I have an edger tool that I can adapt some kind of a spatula to it and tackle that. So it's going to be kind of noisy, so what I'm going to do is during that time I'm going to just time lapse it. All right, so let's get started with that. So definitely with this edger tool, it makes it much easier and faster to do. So one thing that I learned as I was using it in high speed, it doesn't do as well if you keep it in a lower speed. So from 6 I went down to like 3.5 or 4, and it works much better. Okay, so I found this situation here that I have to deal with. After removing all of the undercoating, I found that this here was in really bad shape. This part right here, it's part of the structural support for the strut right here and the chuck absorbers. I'm gonna make this piece here first, and I'm gonna try to make it in one piece. And then I'll reinforce this piece here with an L shape here and here, and also then weld it to the piece in the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and trace a line down this way here to get an idea as to how I'm gonna cut this piece here. I had to reconstruct support ribs that are inside that hold the piece that goes right here, and at the same time that's going to provide a more rigid structure foundation to the other piece that I have to fabricate to go here. So I'll put this piece of metal in here, and then I'll do some plug holes to do some plug welds here, and that'll be more sturdy, and then I'll butt weld it all the way around here. And then once that's done, I can take my template right here, and with my template, then cut that piece right there. I think that for the time being, I'm gonna have to leave it right there and then come back and brainstorm if I really wanna do a one piece from all the way up here, because it's two different levels. I'm almost tempted to do a piece that would actually overlap here, but then that wouldn't look nice. I have to figure out what to do there. I have to take a look inside the trunk. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it right there for now. So this here, it's a view from the inside of the trunk of the patch that I have to work on. So I'm gonna go ahead and rust treat that. Let it sit for half an hour to 1 hour before I work on that. And I'm also gonna do the same down here. Once I remove the shell from the chassis, I'll have a better access to treat that better, but for the time being, I'm just going to spray some of the rusty silver and let it sit for now. Well, I guess while we have the brush out, we can go ahead and maybe apply some here. Easier when you treat it. And we'll come back maybe half an hour later or an hour or so. Okay, so I got both of those two ribs installed. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do some cleaning with the wire brush and then start fitting my my patch. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I think that that's pretty good as is right now. I still have to do some repairs in this back side here, but I will do that when I remove the front strut and I take the whole shell out. It's gonna be easier. As well, I gotta repair this right here and here, but I'm gonna do that later. For the time being, I wanted to make sure that this support here, that's part of the structure of the car, was done and repaired, and I did that. I managed to fabricate this whole support here for this, and I tried to get it as close as I could to, you know, to original. Making this piece, you know, round, just like up here, it was a challenge, but I think that I accomplished it. So now I'm going to apply some filler primer, and then I'm going to leave it right there, and later on I'll come back and wet sand it. That's not going to have to be perfect, although I think that I actually hit for perfection. I went for perfection because all of this here is going to be undercoated with the black POR 15 once I get all of these parts repaired. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the time being, and I'm going to leave it right there for now, okay? Okay folks, so that's it pretty much for this part of the Resto task. It was a challenge. I think that I accomplished it, and I am pretty happy with that. Well, one thing that I have noticed is that as time goes by, I keep on learning a little bit more how to apply the Bondo mud and work with it. But that's about it. So if this is the first time that you're watching my channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, this is Junior with the classic VW Bucks, and now Frankie time. See you.